And what's going on? Replay viewers, let's see who's tuning on in. Perfectly Candid is the first one in the room, and Lillian Crow, welcome. Good to see you, Sally Skipico, and Dawn Brown, welcome. Robert the Headler, welcome on in, and Forever Blessed, good to see y'all. Good to see you, Plainview 75, and Carol 813, and Mish 45, and Lewis Murphy, welcome, and Cristobal, welcome. Good to see a BX girl, first one in the room over there on Twitch, and Gabby Rovna. Happy Monday. Good to see you, Gabby. Good to see you, Nebul. Bonsoir, bienvenue, Nebul. Everyone follow Nebul, fantastic live streamer, content creator from the south of France. See what it's like on the Bay of Saint-Tropez with Nebul. Good to see you, Dave Jeffries, up there in Niagara Falls. And good morning, Robert. Good morning. For the last, what is it now? The last 40-something minutes? 43 minutes. Good to see you there, Michelle, out there in Oregon, and Karen J. McLean up there in the Bay of Fundy. Trying to get another day of labor. My voice is motivating. Get it done. Get it done, Perfectly Candid. Get it done. We got to do this now. We got no time but the present. Okay? Nothing's got to pack itself. You got to do the packing. Good to see you, Phyllis. Welcome on in. Mish, thank you so much for sending me some sunshine for some jewels. Good to see you, Mish 45. Welcome on in. Good to see everybody, people. We're waiting for 50 likes, and then we'll... Actually, no. We're in Manhattan, so 65. We're waiting for 65 likes on YouTube, and then we'll get going here. We're going to do another walking tour of Central Park this morning and afternoon. A slightly modified tour because we're going to see some parts that we didn't see last time. We will be going as far north as around 103rd Street. So we're going to make our way up to the Conservatory Garden today, and then we'll see some other major landmarks and figures and statues along the way. Yeah, last day. This is it, baby. This is it. You got to get her done. You got to get her done now. Nothing but the time is in... Nothing but the present, people. Nothing but the present. We got to get it done, people. Good to see everybody. Good to see Cristobal. Thank you so much for sending me a flower for some jewels. By the book. Good to see you. And Mr. Metalhead Warrior, good morning. Hope the missus is doing well. Hope Chucky is snoring loudly. Good to see y'all on this really nice day. It's really nice out here today. And now I'm sorry that I said I was going to be on at 10 o'clock this morning. We're on at 11 because I decided to take it a little bit easier this morning. I wanted to enjoy my coffee. Is that Casey Neistat? Good to see everybody, people. 55 people are watching with 34 likes. Keep on hitting that like button and we'll start the tour up. That's right, Nibble. I had to enjoy my coffee. Your Seattle friend sent you a picture walking by your new building. Eyes on the prize. That's right. Keep your eyes on the prize, oh Lord. That's right, Lillian Crow. We're doing it again, Lillian. Working on pre-record, so in the background, nice. Mr. Metalhead, you gotta do it, baby. You gotta catch up. Good to see you, Jane Grimaldi. Welcome. Good morning. Buenos dias, Chile. Buenos dias, Pia Lorena. Hope you're doing well. Hope Jane Grimaldi, good to see you. Hope everybody's doing well on this manic Monday, August 24th. Oh my goodness, we're almost done with the month. Holy crap. Where has this month gone? But good to see everybody, people. We're waiting for 65 likes. So keep on hitting that like button so more people can find the video. And we will then, push off here. Waiting for some more people to join the tour this morning. If you're over there on Twitch, welcome on in. Like the BX girl over there on Twitch, I appreciate you. Sarah C., welcome. Good to see everybody, people. Gonna do our Central Park walk today. And again, see almost all the landmarks of the park. Good to see 109, but it's supposed to rain. See, Shelby, I hope it rains. And I hope it cools down at least 20 degrees. See, Shelby, good to see you. Stay in that air conditioner, all right? You stay in that air conditioning. Yeah, bring on the 30s and 40s and the snow. It's coming, don't worry. I know, we're almost done with the year. I know, right, Lillian? We're almost done with the year already. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. All right, waiting for 65 likes. And then we'll start the tour. We will start our Central Park experience for the 24th of August, 2026. But it's really nice out here. I'm enjoying the clouds. So hopefully I'm not baking in the sun too much today. Well, hopefully everyone's making a great Monday of it, especially everyone out there in the United Kingdom and all of Europe out there, France. Watched a little bit of the Vuelta a España this morning with my coffee. That was a lot of fun. And happy Hanukkah. Yes, indeed. Happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy Festivus for the rest of y'all. Happy all the holidays, people. Happy all the holidays. Well, I'll be out here freezing in a few months. Don't worry, I'll freeze my ass for you guys. 46 likes are in the box net so far. We've got to get up to 65. Let's get up to 65 likes and then we'll do it. Yep, there it is, Nibble. 46 so far. Another 20 more likes to go. Or 19 likes to go. Hope everyone's having a fabulous Monday. Gotta stretch my leg out here. Gotta stretch that leg out. We're gonna do like what, 18,000 steps today? Nothing too crazy. Yeah, 4 months until Christmas Eve. Isn't every day the airing of grievances on a live stream? Yes, perfectly candid. Every day. Yeah, let's see what kind of wacky comments we get when we get going here. Oh, we already have 3 people tuning in and out. That's cool. We already got 3 people as they change channels. Good to see you, Flo. Welcome on in. We're waiting for 65 likes because we're in Manhattan, so 65, and then you'll trigger my legs. But happy Monday, Flo. Happy Monday. Hope everyone's making a good one of it. It's a Festivus ritual. Yeah, the airing of grievances. Yes. Wasn't that Costanza's father? Right, that was from Costanza. See, the little bit of Seinfeld that I know. Good morning, Robert. Good morning. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Can I entertain you guys for the next 3 hours? Tis is my job here on the internet. 78 people now watching. We should get 65 likes, and then you'll activate my legs. 58 likes we're up to now. So another 7 more likes, and you could activate my legs. And I'll do my 18,000 steps for people who can't do 18. Or yeah, in New York, if you're not in New York even. I do this for everyone who can't make it or everyone who can't do this. So, see Shelby, thank you so much for sending me a flower for some jewels. And good to see you, Michelle King. Good morning. Hope you're doing well, Michelle. The little bit of Seinfeld I know. The little bit of Seinfeld I know. Oh my God, 4 more likes and then we get going here. No soup for you. No. Nah. No soup for you. 4 more likes and then we get going here. We got more than enough people to hit that like button now to get us up to 65. So let's do it. Let's start the tour, guys. Hit that like button. It's free to hit the like button. Yes, Festivus for the rest of y'all, as Costanza's father would say. Yes, indeed. There we go. Finally, let's enjoy a walk around Central Park. Let's enjoy the Central Park experience for the 24th of August 2026. Steve LaPointe, good to see you. We begin on Madison Avenue on 56th Street. That's where we begin this morning. Yes, indeed, 67 now. I have all my telemetry working again. I know how many of y'all are watching. The comments are working. I know how many likes are in the box. The relay is working. But yeah, the squirrels are waiting for us, people. Absolutely. The squirrels are waiting for us. This is the coolest foot washer ever. Whenever I see that fountain, it's a foot washer to me. It reminds me of a water feature in the QC spa. But good morning, Gail. Good morning, RJ. Welcome. Let's say hi to our friends really quick before we get going here. Elmo having his morning actually they're having brunch together. They're having brunch here, so they're having his sandwich. They're having their little juice boxes here together. And the rhinoceros just told the dirtiest joke to Cookie Monster. It's a really dirty joke they're laughing about. I guarantee you that. Let's get going. Let's get going. Good to see you, Sia. Welcome on in. Grab yourself an ice cream like Bert and Ernie with the gorilla. All right, we gotta go. The signal in here is weird. What's up with the signal in here? What's up with the connection in here today? I can't do any work. I can't do my work, damn it. I can't do my work. 57th Street, also known as Billionaires Row. Right, yeah. Where all the cool shops are. Yes, indeed, here's Louis Vuitton. With the Louis Vuitton car, eh? Is that beautiful red car there, eh? And then here's the giant trunks. The coolest scaffolding in all of New York. The coolest scaffolding in all 5 boroughs. And then here's good old Tiffany's. I know, right? Right there, photos? Like postmodernist trunks photos, exactly. Really is the coolest scaffolding in the city. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Anyway, it's Billionaires Row. Let me ring on one of those doorbells and say, brother, can you spare a dime? Yeah, those Tiffany's barriers are nice. They're just covered with like a wrap around them, so not too crazy. Yeah, exactly, photos. Good to see you. Good morning. At least what's left of it here on the East Coast. Tiffany has signature. Well, I mean, they're not signature blue barricades. They just put their own branding on top of the barricades. Oh, now we're talking. Now we got like the money. There we go. They're delivering the money. How much money do you think is in that guy's bag? $100,000, $200,000? Is it jewels in there? Maybe it might be jewels, actually. It might be jewelry. Good to see you, Kirsty. But yeah, Tiffany just puts their branding on the barricades. The barricades are placed there as per NYPD. So today, for our Central Park tour, we're going to be starting on the east side of the park. Ooh, they're filming something here. We're going to be starting on the east side of the park today. And then we'll work our way down from the Conservatory Garden. So, and there'll be some things we saw last time, and there'll be a bunch of stuff that we didn't see last time. So, kind of changing it up. Because we had such a nice response to last week's tour. Oh, now we're working on the other side of the plaza? Oh, shit. They're working on the other side of the plaza where the General Tushman is. Plaza Hotel. Right there. This should be really fun to cross because I think we have the light. But these guys are blocking the box. Oy, oy, oy. Heart attack time. That's some awesome double parking here. The Sherry Nederlander. Right here. Yeah, that's multitasking. There's a beautiful Plaza Hotel right there. Yeah, maybe. I say, let him. Yo, bro, it's a red light, bro. The fuck? Red light. You think he's gonna go through the red light? Oh, you smoking crack? What are you, freebasing? I think he was freebasing, that motorist. Anyway, wow, look at it. They're redoing this side of Grand Army Plaza now. That's cool. Oh, it's on Lillian. Perfect weather for a walk. You know what I'm happy about, Lillian? I could wear jeans today. And because I could wear jeans, I have extra pockets. I can carry my wallet with me, carry my keys. I don't have to go into my bag. I always feel a little nervous, even though I put my wallet and keys in a secure spot in my bag. I feel like I don't trust it. I'm a little weird like that. All right. Got a Home Alone 2 filming location coming up. Right here on this corner that I'm about to walk to. This is where Kevin pinches the random woman's ass and says, he did it. Right here on this corner. That happens. He did it. All right, into Central Park we go today. We're taking the east side to start it off here. Entering here at 59th and 5th. Or 60th and 5th, you want to be exact. Hard to imagine, all of this is man-made. The vision of two architects, Frederick Lahr Olmsted, Calvert Vaux. Frederick Lahr Olmsted, he is an American-born landscape architect. And Calvert Vaux, a British-born engineer architect who dabbles with landscape architecture. Frederick Lahr Olmsted, he directs the trees, and Calvert Vaux creates the infrastructure for all this beauty. If you want to build Central Park at home, you can. The instructions are on the internet. All you need is 27,000 trees, 9,000 benches, 142 miles of drainage pipe, 58 miles of pedestrian pathways. No, we're not walking 58 miles. 11.5 million cartloads of topsoil, 3,000 plants, shrubs, and bushes. That's what makes the supposed nature that is Central Park. Yeah, we learned a little bit about Calvert Vaux yesterday. We were at Calvert Vaux Park, and that is where he died. That's where he passed away out in Brooklyn. And we don't know if he killed himself or that he just simply drowned. So that is still up for debate. Angel DNA, welcome on in. We're making our way. So this side of the park here is the zoo. So we're gonna walk through the zoo here. What time is it? 11:37. I think we missed the ringing of the Delacorte clock. We'll walk underneath it. Then we'll go say hello to Balto. And then we'll walk the mall. And then after the mall, we'll take the easterly side of the park. So we'll see Angel of the Waters Fountain. We'll see Alice in Wonderland and Hans Christian Andersen. And then we'll continue to make our way up the east side. Cleopatra's Needle. And the rest of the Metropolitan Museum of Arts. Then we'll have some beautiful meadows and fields to walk along. And then we'll make our way up to the conservatory garden today. Here's the zoo. Now, the zoo was originally called the Menagerie because this was literally a spot for rich people to drop off their animals they didn't want. So, and then in the 1940s, Robert Moses, you remember that guy, he was the one who formally turned this into a zoo. Off to our right-hand side, we have the Armory coming up. And the Armory actually predates the park, built in 1849. Today, this is the offices of the Central Park Conservancy, the people who maintain the park. What's up with the connection over here today? We got a shit connection in the park today. What's up with that? What's up with the shit connection in the park? It's a little annoying. Let's see if we can see the seals. The zoo is jumping. Oh yeah, there's a seal. Let's go see the sea lions here. There he is.
Oh, look at the seals. The harbor seals. You see that for free. At home.
All right, good, Lily. I'm happy the connection's not too bad. People having a good time. I want to see one jump out. Come on. There he goes. Anyway, let's continue. I see once one person stops, everybody stops. All right, let's walk through the Delacorte clock here. This is the children's area of the park. So here we have the zoo. We have the very magical Delacorte clock. And we also have the children's zoo just up the road here. There's the beautiful Delacorte clock. George Delacorte, the founder of Dell Publishing. He's the one who actually did this clock here as a gift to the children of New York. It's for the children, that's right. This one's for the children. Dean, good to see you. Central Park, one of the first places in the planet to separate pedestrians and carriages. We're passing underneath 63rd, 64th Street right now because Olmsted and Vaux did not want us to interact with the carriages, so they separate traffic so that we could enjoy a walk. Oh, we got a tour guide doing his thing up the way here. Yes, we got a tour guide doing his thing. Now, hey, thanks for sending me a star there, Jam. Appreciate it. Now, as a licensed New York City tour guide for the last 15 years, he did a faux pas there. He stopped his group in the middle of the footpath. I would bring my people over to the side to talk to them. You have to be cognizant of other park users. Good to see you, Dean. Welcome on in. And let's go see Balto. Desi Des. Good to see you, Desi Des. Welcome. Let's go see Balto. The only natural feature of Central Park are these outcroppings of rock that we're going to see. This is Manhattan schist, the bedrock of Manhattan. We used 266 tons of gunpowder to sculpt the glacier rock to make it look as naturalistic as possible. And that is more gunpowder that was used at the Battle of Gettysburg. And from time to time, I may sound out of breath because I am talking with y'all and walking up hills. So I'm sorry if I'm out of breath. Good to see you there, JF. Good morning, everybody, people. Last 15 minutes of the morning here. Oh, I see Balto. The kids are climbing on him. Good to see you, Michelle King. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. To the indomitable spirit of the sled dog. Good to see you, Al Dog. OG Al Dog, welcome. Balto the sled dog was the final dog in a 32 sled dog team. He was the final dog to deliver the antidote to diphtheria to the children of Nome, Alaska. And just about 10 months after he saved those children's lives, they had the statue commissioned for him. And Balto was here when they unveiled the statue. He was here for that. Yeah, I know. Now, Lillian, last time we did Central Park, somebody was upset that I was breathing. So. As you're going to tell, I'm very out of shape as we pass underneath the Willowdale Arch. Let's see what's cooking here in the mall. One of the largest collections of great American elm trees is right here in front of us. Now, for a lot of these elm trees, this is either the third or fourth planting of these elm trees. And they're a very strong, bug-resistant Central Park version of the elm tree. Very robust trees. In this grove alone, there's around 300 elm trees. You can find around 3,000 elm trees across Central Park. Oh, the little squirrels are having a conversation. I'm sorry for messing up your convo. Yes, breathing is good. Last time I checked. Welcome to Literary Walk. Look at that view of the Central Park South Tower right there. The highest private residence in the world is right up there. Sold for $235 million. So this is Literary Walk, the southern end of the mall. Flanking to it to the east is William Shakespeare. And as we make our way around the Olmsted Garden, we're going to see Columbus. Now this Olmsted Garden here, this fills up probably one of the most dramatic entrances and archways in Central Park. There was a great entrance to the mall called the Marble Arch. And unfortunately, in the 1940s, when they widened the pathways, they filled in that arch, and now you get this little Olmsted Garden. It's like a movie set. Here, there's Christopher Columbus. Park is waking up. It's 11 o'clock, or now going into 12 o'clock, so the park is definitely waking up now. Nearly 60,000 day laborers built Central Park, and they were mostly from the 5 Points of the Lower East Side. And also a lot of those people who built Central Park were immigrants, newly arrived immigrants from Germany and Ireland. Central Park is one of the first places in the United States where you have that battle between immigrants and native-born people for fighting for jobs. Only 2 women were hired for the construction of Central Park, and that was literally just to clean the offices of the architects and the engineers, and no African Americans were allowed to work on the site because the work seemed to be too good for them. So now understand that when this park's construction begins in the 1850s, the city is pretty far away from here. The city only comes up to about 42nd Street. The rest of the way, you had dirt roads take you up here. It was really hard for you to get up here unless you had your own carriage. So, of course, for the first 10 years, the park is opened. This section of the park opens up in 1858. The full size of the park to 110th Street was realized by 1872, but we were still building landscapes in the park as late as the 1880s and 1890s. But for the first 10 years the park was open, only the top, only the wealthy could make it up here because there was basically no way to get up here unless you had your carriage. And so for the first 10 years that the park was open, nearly 50% of park users had their own personal carriage. Who had their own personal carriage in the 1860s? The top 5% earners. So yeah, it was a playground for the rich. Actually, the rich, you know what the rich people used to do, and I would give anything to see it. They used to race their carriages around the drive here, and I would give anything to see that. Like that was like their thing. They had like the fastest horse and the lightest carriage, and I would give anything to see that. Sean, Bagels and Walks. Good to see you, Sean. Everybody, you gotta follow Sean, Bagels and Walks. He's a fantastic photographer, live streamer, content creator from the Upper East Side. He's always here in Central Park taking beautiful pictures of all this wonderful wildlife, more than just pigeons. Egrets and maybe a coyote or two. So everybody check out Bagels and Walks here on YouTube and Twitch, Instagram and Twitter. Good to see you, Sean. I hope Mama and Baby Bagel are doing well on this Monday, lovely Monday morning. Let's start making our way up the mall here. The mall is the only straight pathway in the whole park. We start out with Sir Walter Scott, 2 notable Scottish writers, and then here to our left, you could go. You got it, man. I don't recommend walking directly up behind people like that, but okay. Good to see you, Reg. So right here, this is Robert Burns. You probably never heard of him, but you probably heard a song that he sang. To all acquaintance be forgot. That's his song. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year. It's a Robbie Burns Day out in Scotland. Yes, the bikes are just holding up the tradition, exactly. Now, for many years, we had many statues of famous men. One statue of a famous dog. No statues of famous women. After over 150 years, we finally have a statue of famous women. And it was unveiled on the 100th anniversary of the ratification of the 25th Amendment, enabling women the right to vote. Right off here to our left-hand side, the Women's Rights Pioneers statue. It's unveiled back in 2020. And this is my favorite statue in the park. Sojourner Truth, Susan B. Anthony, and Elizabeth Cady Stanton, debating their declarations of sentiments. I love this statue. So cool. There's a lot of story in this statue. A lot of story in this statue. So if you want to see the statue come alive, scan the QR code I'm about to show you. Scan the QR code, and the statue will call you on your phone. But there you go. Hope you got that. But good to see you there. Who is that there? David Bangor Main and Travis Weeks, welcome. Good to see everybody, people. The vendors are starting to make their way out. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's see if somebody's sitting. Let's see if somebody's sitting down at the Jim Henson bench. LW, you like these early streams? Me too. You know why I like these early streams? Because it's not too hot outside yet. It's still somewhat cool. And plus, I feel like Central Park early in the day, it's easier to get a connection out than in the middle of the afternoon. Now, let's see. I think somebody's actually sitting at the Jim Henson bench. Let's see. All right, this is it. This is the run right now. Or is it the next one? It's the next one down. It's the next one down. But I feel like Central Park at this time of the day is like the best. You could really enjoy it. Here he is. His good old Jim. The great Jim Henson. His studios are not far from here at 67th Street. And he loved to walk in this park. Me too. Me too. I love to walk in this park, Jim. And I hope the Jim Henson family is still living, keeping the tradition alive. Coming up next is going to be Bethesda Terrace and the Angel of the Waters. This is the focal point of Central Park. Good to see you, Liz. Welcome on in. Look at it. I love how people get excited about squirrels. Central Park, of course, one of the most photographed places on planet Earth. Many movies, TV shows, even video games use Central Park. It's a nice day. The humidity is low. It's not hot. Keep on. You know what? I forgot something, and that is to get dollar bills. Here's Ralph Williams. He's here year-round. Great minds think alike. Good to see ya. Coming up to our right-hand side is the Namberg Bandshell. The Namberg Bandshell, built in 1923. In the 60s, many famous people performed here, like an unknown Bob Dylan and the Jefferson Airplane, Jimi Hendrix, to name just a few. But one of my favorite memories of the Namberg Bandshell happened in 2020 during the height of the pandemic. The New York City Philharmonic did a spontaneous concert here. And it was a beautiful, beautiful moment that could only happen in New York. But good morning. It's soon to be good afternoon, everybody. Last 5 minutes of our morning here. Now we always do the terrace in two parts. We look at the view from the terrace, and then we go downstairs into the arcade. And then we'll really begin to make our way up the east side of the park today. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hope everyone's having a great morning. Of course, Central Park Summer Stage happens up there as well at the Rumsey Playground there. Me too, Carol. Carol, it's like literally, the video is here on YouTube, Carol. It was quite a beautiful scene because New Yorkers had no idea, you know. Everybody who was in the park was just kind of trying to stretch their legs and get a little bit of recreation, and then here comes literally the whole Philharmonic shows up. That must have been an amazing sight. Completed in 1872. Here is the Bethesda Terrace, designed by Jacob Ray Mould. Jacob Ray Mould, the go-to architect for a lot of the features here in Central Park, and they're redoing the fountain and stuff. The last restoration we did was back in 2007. Let's go see the Angel of the Waters. Here she is. The Angel of the Waters fountain, built to commemorate the opening of the Croton Aqueduct System, the first freshwater system for the city of New York. Beyond that, the lake, simply called the lake. And then beyond that is, of course, the Ramble, the most wooded area here in the park. Angel of the Waters fountain, the first public commission work of art for the city of New York, designed by a woman. Her name was Emma Stubbins. What should you type in the search bar? Probably Pandemic Philharmonic Central Park. That might work, Lillian. New York NY Philharmonic Central Park Pandemic. And that should come right up. The lakes are out, but yeah, they're redoing the fountain. They're doing a complete restoration of the fountain from what I've heard. And they're going to be working on this for the next couple of years. But this whole landscape here references the Gospel of John, hand outstretched, blessing the waters of Bethesda. Good to see you, Artivism. Yeah, a little bit less humidity. Yep, the humidity will be back on Thursday. Is it hot over here? No, it's 77 degrees. It's really nice out. It's quite beautiful. But there it is, your Angel of the Waters fountain. So this whole landscape here celebrates the 4 seasons of the year. So let's show you the 4 seasons of the year. Manhattan Island's about 11.5 miles from north to south, and at its widest point, 2.5 miles. But this is almost a halfway point right there. The little arcade window right there. If you ever saw the movie, one of those Avengers movies, that's where Loki teleports from. But let me show you the seasons carved into the sandstone. This is all sandstone here. The sun, no, the sun is actually not that bad in the sun. It's not humid. And we're in the park, so it's always a little bit cooler here in the park. It's not bad. It's not scorching at all. Good to see you from India. Welcome. All right, so each column represents a season. So this first column, this represents autumn. So of course we have the owl because we're losing the sunlight. We have the witch. See, you got the pumpkin here. And then on this side here, we go back to school in the autumn. Here's the school book with the lamp. But there is autumn. Let's go see spring. Spring is right across the way here. So this is spring. We start out with the rooster because the days are getting longer. And then on this side, you get the spring harvest right over here. And on the other side, you actually see the sunlight, but we got to get around these barricades here. I don't feel like crawling around the barricades. See last week's episode too to see the sun. But now we're going to walk through. Bethesda Arcade. Bethesda Arcade features 15,000 hand-painted tiles. They're called the Milton tiles. Is the only application of Milton tiles in the world vaulted onto a ceiling. You can find Milton tiles out in places like the U.S. Capitol and the White House. But now let's go through the arcade. Oh, I guess nobody's playing music. Look at these beautiful Milton tiles. And now we get a nice close-up look. Yeah, Wilbs. Now I'm going to show you winter and summer. Winter and summer are down here. So to the west here, we have winter. So here you have the doves building a nest for the winter. And then, of course, here is the deer, the reindeer. And then on this side here, we have the birds are flying back to the south here because it's starting to get cold. And then we got to come around the other side here. And I'm going to show you guys summer. Yeah, Milton tiles are technically not in business, but there's still people who create tiles in that style. When they redid this landscape in 2007, they had to recreate some of the tiles. So they actually kind of revived some of the techniques that they created the tiles with. Here's summer. summer. You got the bees pollinating the flowers. The birds are flying north because it's starting to get warm again. And the butterflies are pollinating and the bees are pollinating here. So there you go. There is summer. How Jacob Ray Mould would be proud. Yep, the snowbirds flying down to Florida. Exactly, Wills. There's Angel of the Waters. Hand outstretched, blessing the waters of Bethesda. And now we're going to begin to make our way up the east side of the park today. Now, as you know, you're going to notice as we make our way north, there's going to be less people. So we get to really enjoy the park the more north we go. There'll be less people as we make our way north. Carol, you're welcome. Winter is the doting one. Yes, it is. It's winter. Yes, it is. So when they were designing Central Park, Frederick Lahr Olmsted and Calvert Vaux knew that photography would be an integral part into enjoying the park. And Central Park is one of the first places in the world to use forced perspective. And we're going to see a great example of forced perspective right now as we look onto the lake right here. We get to the top of this little rise here and we look straight down towards the west side and the twin towers of the San Remo apartments. Look at that view. Can't get better than that. Lopez, good to see you, Lopez. Welcome on in. Yeah, that's almost too perfect, right? With the rowboats and everything. How cool is that? Wilbs, me too. Central Park never ceases to amaze me. The more I come in here, the more, you know. And that's why I love coming in here in the different seasons. And because the park changes so much. Coming up to our left-hand side is the Loeb Boathouse. And there's a nice little restaurant in there, once again. Pretty reasonably priced, considering that we're here in the middle of Central Park. You could also rent a boat. $20 an hour to rent a boat. Not bad. Split that between 4 people. Split that between 4 people. It's only $5 an hour. Now we're about to walk underneath the drive once again. Through the trefoil arch. Here, there is the Loeb Boathouse right there. Doing good business right now for lunch. Yes, it is, Wilbs. The changing of the seasons is a thing of wonder. Here's a trefoil arch. Right on, yeah. Somebody left their chair here. Shout out to the Girl Scouts of America and their trefoil cookies. Yeah, Gatsbo Bridge and all the different seasons is nice. That's one thing we're not going to see because we went via the zoo today. So they're kind of like, they kind of parallel each other. The zoo and the Gatsbo Bridge are like roughly along the same parallel. But good to see you, Cliff. And now it's officially good afternoon, everybody. 12:07. Or is it nighttime where you're watching? Good evening. Is it still the morning where you're watching? Good morning. Do we have somebody playing violin? Is somebody serenading? Hans Christian Andersen? is. It's good old Hans Christian Andersen. Hanging out, enjoying the view of the conservatory water. Hey, oh, getting pictures. Hey, Hans. How you doing? He's reading The Ugly Duckling. Rub him on the nose, pat the duck in the head 3 times. I'll see you later, Hans. Let everybody take their pictures. Here's the conservatory water. Now, in the movie Stuart Little 2, this is where we have the big yacht race, but they put an arch down on that end of the park, of the body of water here, and they end up in the lake somehow. But for the movie, they create that boathouse almost in full size. And look at this, the apartment where Pale Male used to live. Pale Male, one of the first red-tailed hawks to start nesting here around Central Park. Looks like that apartment is undergoing a bit of a refurbishment. So back in 1997, you had a red-tailed hawk named Pale Male and his first wife. He had 8 wives. Pale Male set up a nest up there, and the nest was quickly removed once people started falling in love with Pale Male, and that pissed off a lot of New Yorkers. There was a petition sent out. Over 300,000 people signed the petition, including myself, and they put the nest back. Pale Male came back and lived there for a very long time. Out of that first nesting pair of red-tailed hawks, we now have around 33, possibly 40 red-tailed hawks in and around Central Park, mostly here along the 5th Avenue side, because they love 5th Avenue and the east side of the park. I appreciate that, Wilbs. Thank you, man. Appreciate the kind words. Oh my God, Carol. The gates of Central Park was... I remember here we had the really, really wide gates around here. Oh my God, the gates of Central Park. Probably one of my favorite month and a halves. Yeah, Mary Tyler Moore used to live in that building. That's right. Mary Tyler Moore used to live in that. I think that was her apartment, right? Wasn't that her apartment as well? Or she was like the downstairs apartment? Looks like we're filming... we're doing a fashion shoot. Any news on the coyotes? There was a sighting of Juliet. So we were a little nervous that we lost Juliet. They're both looking pretty skinny. But there was a sighting of Juliet. So Romeo and Juliet are still together. Ooh, there's a baby hawk in there. Unfortunately, didn't make it. Oh, no. Let's try to get through this. Let's try to get through this crowd here. The gates were superb. I cried when we took those things down. Yeah, it is a special place, Nina. Good to see you. Oh, was she an advocate for Pale Male? Nice. Always, Wilbs. Oh, look at this. We get to enjoy Alice in Wonderland holding court here. So this is officially the Margarita Delacourt Memorial. This is George Delacourt's wife's memorial here. This was created in 1955. This statue was created by Jose de Crift, and it was field welded here on site to bring it together as one piece. There's his name, Jose de Crift. We have the rabbit. And of course, George Delacourt does play a role in the statue. He plays the role of the Mad Hatter. Good to see you, George. Yeah, Sean, exactly. It's tough for hawks to survive in this crazy city. But you know what? They're learning, though. They're really beginning to adapt. You know what I'm kind of amazed about is how much wildlife is adapting to the city. But exactly, they got to run a gauntlet trying to get food because whatever mice or rats they find may be their last. So, you know, Carol, I heard a lot of people say that. Did I visit Joe's Pizza? A few times, yeah. But yeah, I remember there were some. I worked a lot in this section of the park here on the east side, and I remember there were a few people who I would run into on a regular basis, people who were walking their dogs. And I remember at first they did not like the gates, but then as they began to adapt to them, and more importantly, when it snowed, that one night when it snowed, they fell in love with them. And I can honestly say that more people loved them than hated them. The people that hated them seemed to be all fall into the same category. Like they were just angry people in general. So, Leonard, good to see you, Leonard. It's the mad hare. There you go. It's not a rabbit. It's the mad hare. Thank you so much for the correction there, Leonard. Wilbs, thank you so much for sending me a flower for some jewels. I appreciate that. So now we got to make our way up the east side of the park here. Coming up next, we're going to see the Metropolitan Museum of Art. And then after that, we're going to go see Cleopatra's Needle. We're making our way all the way up to the Conservatory Garden. Yeah, me too, Carol. Me too. No, when it snowed, I realized why did Jean-Claude and Christo pick that orange color? It was for the snow. E-Bikes Mike's group says hello. Good to see E-Bike Mike and fellow cyclists. Good to see y'all from Central Park. Hope you guys have a great ride. It's a perfect day to ride. Got a bunch of film photos of them somewhere. Make sure you don't lose them, Perfectly Candid. Make sure you don't lose them. All right. So this is the Cedar Hill we're now at. Good to see you there, Activity 79. I know the gates were magical. No, when the snow hit, I was like, that's why they're orange colored. That's why they're orange colored. It made sense to me after that. Wilbs, we have already said hello to Balto. We have already said hello to Balto. A brief moment, because there were a lot of people taking pictures around him. So we have already seen Balto. Sorry about that, Wilbs. But yeah, all the people who complained about the gates of Central Park, they all fell into the same category. Like these were people, by the way, they were young and old people who did not like the gates. But they all fell into the same category where they were like in a rush for even their own lives. These are very uptight people. They tried to find meaning in the gates, but there was no meaning to the gates. They're just there. They just are. They exist. To me, what the gates represented for me is a visualization of the wind. They created, the wind became a visual thing with the gates. And you better hold on to those pictures. You better hold on to those pictures, Perfectly Candid. Yeah, it's all good, Wilbs. That's what replay is for. That's what replay is for. Now they are building a new extension to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Metropolitan Museum of Art, the only building built within Central Park. Exactly, photos. Exactly. Yeah, they couldn't handle the gates. Yeah. You got a little fabric swatch. Nice. Steven, I worked on it, Steven. I was a gateskeeper. I was the one who was giving out fabric swatches, and I walked around with a stick with a tennis ball on top of it So whenever the fabric went over the gate, I would pull it down. And also, bloody hell. Also, I would make sure nobody tampered with the gates. We did catch one guy who tried to like burn them, but they were made of like this plastic that didn't burn. No, see, Tavern on the Green is not a large building. Tavern on the Green kind of blends in with the park. You have Tavern on the Green, you have the dairy. You know, those are kind of small buildings compared to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Metropolitan Museum of Art is a large building, so that's why it's like that's why I like to say it's the only proper building to be inside Central Park. All the other buildings kind of blend in with the landscape. So, like especially like what's the name of it? Belvedere Castle. Yeah, I haven't seen the art display in the Armory as of yet. They're a little weird in there about live streaming for some reason. So yeah, Wilbs, the Central Park Conservancy hires about 300 people to maintain the park. Over 300 horticulturists maintain the park throughout the year. Oh, you're talking about the Park Avenue Armory. Yeah, the ceramic bowls in the water. I'm not going to pay $30 to go see that. that was a $30 exhibition. Yeah, I chose not to pay that. That actually closed already. The floating bowls. Oh, let's go.
Let's go, Dutch. Here's to a great week. Flexed biceps emoji.
Hell yeah, flex biceps emoji indeed. And Jen City with a $20 super chat. Jen, thank you so much for the very generous $20 super chat. Thank you so much for joining today's $20 club. Much, much, much appreciated with a big $20 super chat. And everybody follow Jen City, fantastic content creator, live streamer from right here in Brooklyn. Follow Jen City on her e-bike adventures around New York and beyond. Follow Jen City here on YouTube and on Instagram. Jen, thank you so much. Thanks for tipping your tour guide. Let me entertain you. Are you doing work? Let me entertain you. That's my job, is to entertain you. Great acoustics in that little archway, right? Of course, we're right here at Cleopatra's Needle. The obelisk from Heliopolis. The obelisk was created in 1450 BC for King Ramses III. So it actually has nothing to do with Cleopatra. Cleopatra was what came along around 3,000 years later. It was brought over here in the 1870s. We actually thought we lost it at sea, but luckily it made its way down. It was 24 horses dragged this thing over here from 90th Street in the Hudson River. You're eating lunch, perfect. Enjoy lunch, Jen. But there it is. Cleopatra's Needle, the obelisk. Its brother obelisk, which is the same height, same dimensions, that's on the bank of the Thames River in London. And then the mother obelisk, which is like twice the height, twice the width, that's on the Champs-Élysées in Paris. Yes, the green heartbeat of Manhattan is a beautiful jewel. Yeah, it didn't fall off the truck, but they dragged it over here. They set up like a special system where like they had it on like some kind of like, it was like a rail car, and as they drug the thing through the streets, they built tracks, and then as they moved it through the streets, they like removed the tracks and put them in front of the cart again. So To our left-hand side is the Great Lawn. The Great Lawn, that's where Simon and Garfunkel had their reunion. That's where Pope John Paul II spoke to 500,000 people. That's where Diana Ross sang to 700,000 people in a thunderstorm. That's where also the Black Eyed Peas gave up performing in a drizzle. And then that caused a minor riot, amongst many other things, on the Great Lawn. Well, actually, Stephen, Egypt did request it almost back in the 1980s because it was in such poor condition. So they thought that we weren't really taking care of it very well, and they were actually planning on asking us to give it back. But luckily, the Central Park Conservancy persuaded them, and they did clean it up recently. So. Yeah, I love Diana Ross. You know, Jen City, that Diana Ross concert is like one of my favorite New York City memories. Diana Ross played in a thunderstorm. She kept the crowd calm. She told everybody to stop pushing. And then the head of the Central Park Conservancy, in a completely soaked white dress shirt, yelled in her ear in the middle of a medley, "When you got to end this thing?" And she moves the microphone away and goes, "Never!" And she continues to do a Supremes medley. She was forced to stop the concert because the orchestra pit began filling with water. And then she, completely spur of the moment, she said, "Let's do this again tomorrow." And over 1 million people show up the next day. She did end up donating quite a bit of money to the park to restore the Great Lawn. And that's how we got our Diana Ross playground on 82nd Street in Central Park West. So, good to see you, Gemma. Welcome on in. Oh, is it the wrong way, Wilps? That's funny. That's funny. You saw Aida in Central Park? Nice. Yes, the show always must go on. Diana Ross said, as the rain started up, Diana Ross said, and I quote, "It took me a lifetime to get here." So she wasn't giving up her stage there. I remember Channel 13 used to play that concert every year, and my mom, my dad used to love playing it on the TV. So I miss those days. And you could get the DVD of it, by the way. You could get the DVD of the whole performance, which is really cool. All right, so now we're on the other side of the Metropolitan Museum of Art. We're gonna keep on going north now because we're going up to the Conservatory Garden. We're kind of paralleling 5th Avenue if you're following along on a map. But good to see you, KJ2. Welcome on in. Now, if you ever get lost in Central Park, there is a number system that you can look at on almost all of the light poles, and they will let you know where we are in the park. So we are on East 84th Street, and then the 02 marks how deep in the park we're in. So it's like even numbers are to the east and odd numbers are to the west. I never really got the second line of numbers completely, but you know, we know we're on East 84th Street. That's pretty easy to know. You know, this park is designed with winding pathways because they wanted to hide the city from you. You know, they want to completely immerse you in the nature. Ah, yeah, Jen, there are a lot of clips here on YouTube of the Diana Ross concert as well. She was singing "Reach Out and Touch Someone's Hand" when the skies began to open. Lightning, thunder, wind, rain. It was pretty wild. And then everyone started kind of freaking out. She told everyone to cool down. Pretty neat. Ah, that's awesome, Gemma. Nice. All right, so now we're going to walk along the bridle path here. The reservoir is just up to our left-hand side here. Yeah, exactly. It's like it's something about how far in you are is like the number, like whether it be well, odds and evens. It's like even numbers are on the east side, odd numbers are on the west side. But then like the lower the number, the closer to the avenue you are, or something like that. I always forget. But how cool is that? Technically, you can never get lost in the park. I can't get lost in the park. After working the gates, I can't get lost in the park. There's no way for me to get lost in the park. I learned so many ways to walk through the park. Little ways we're using today on this tour. Cruising for a bluesin'. Good to see ya. It is a nice day to walk around the park, though. Really nice today. We'll walk along the reservoir on our way back south. Yes, the long and winding roads. Yeah, the roads are all curvy because they want to hide the city from you. So you're meandering through nature. You can't get lost either, right? Yeah. There's little tricks that once you learn how to get around, you can't get lost. There's the El Dorado apartments across the way. But the gates of Central Park, that was like one of my favorite memories in New York, period. Probably one of the best mayors we ever had in New York was Mayor Bloomberg. You know, he became mayor during a really tough period, immediately after September 11th. And, you know, he was the art mayor. He was a mayor that fostered arts and culture. And, you know, as a lifelong New Yorker, I really appreciate that. There's a reservoir. The Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis Reservoir actually predates the park. It was built in 1811. And that was the reservoir that supplied Manhattan Island with fresh drinking water. Today, it only supplies the water features here in Central Park with the water. Now, perfectly candid, that's going to be something that it's like riding a bike. You're gonna never be able to forget it. So you'll always, once you figure out how Central Park works, you'll never forget it. You may be, when you first come back, you may be a little rusty, but give yourself 15, 20 minutes, and then you'll get it back like an old chum there, you know what I mean? So today we're going way up north here, 103rd Street we're going to go up to today. Now originally the park was supposed to finish at 103rd Street, but then as they began to build out the landscapes, they decided they had an opportunity to buy a little bit extra land. So that's when the park was extended officially up to 110th Street. It's 343 acres large, 341 hectares. 843 acres, 341 hectares. It's a 52 block deep park, roughly. Now, perfectly candid, you'll never forget it. I'm telling you. These are things you never forget. All it's going to take is like one landmark, maybe a bench, maybe a statue, or maybe a group of dog walkers, and you'll know where you are. What a lovely day to walk through the park. So now we're approaching 90th Street. Good to see you there, Karen Smith. Swipe, swipe. So along Fifth Avenue, this used to be called Millionaires Row, where the millionaires built their amazing homes, and not too many homes exist. You know, you still have the New Gallery and the Frick Museum. But right across the street here, we have the Cooper Hewitt Museum of Architecture and Design. This is where Andrew Carnegie used to live, right across the streets. You now could imagine yourself in that building. It's a pay your own admission kind of museum. So a lot of the original landmarks of the house are still there, incorporated into the museum. But also right here at 90th Street, this is where the New York City Marathon enters the park. They run down Fifth Avenue, do a little zigzag, and now they're in this section of the park here, all the way down 59th Street. And right here, another one of my favorite statues here in the park. We would not have the New York City Marathon if it wasn't for this guy, Fred Lebow. Fred Lebow, he was the founder of the New York Roadrunners Club. And he is the one who eventually got the New York City Marathon to run throughout all 5 boroughs. Originally, the New York City Marathon was just 4 laps of Central Park. But in the 1970s, he got it extended, and they placed his statue here in his honor because of that. Lillian, thank you so much for sending me some sunshine for some jewels. Much appreciated. But here he is. He's keeping time. Good old Fred here. Fred Lebow, a New York City legend. Love the statue. They usually put like flowers around him for on Marathon Sunday. Marathon Sunday, the first Sunday in November. All right, we continue north. But there is Andrew Carnegie's house right across the streets. And we continue north. We're going up to the Conservatory Garden today. I'm gonna make sure we walk in the shade. I want to enjoy the shade. I'm in Central Park, damn nabbit. There we go. Ooh, bloody hell, the old timer smoking weed. Wow, old timer smoking some good weed. It smells nice. It's a nice bouquet to it. Shout out to the old timers smoking their little spliffs here in the park. They're smoking up a communion over there. So now we're going to pass a bunch of museums here. We're actually passing the Russian consulate right now. And the exterior of that building was used in the TV show Gossip Girl. That was a supposed high school. And then right next door is the Museum of Jewish Heritage. That's built inside of a mansion from 1902. Yeah, the old timer knows what's up. Yeah, whatever they were smoking perfectly candid, it smelled nice. I was like, hey, I can hang out with those guys. Put on some Floyd. Oh, no. We got to play some John Lennon. So we got to play some John Lennon. Florida Cat, your day's dragging? Well, I'm here to hopefully uplift your day and take you on a little tour of Central Park. Welcome. Remember, guys, if you're feeling in a certain mood, you're feeling a little alone in life, if you're watching this stream, you're not alone. You're hanging out with all of us. So even if you don't comment, just let it be known that you matter. You exist. You're here with us. And you're awesome, all right? Yeah, I got some water with me, Lillian. Probably when we get up to the conservatory garden, I'll take a little sip of my water. Or my seltzer. I have a seltzer with me. I'll find a little shady spot to sit down. I'm doing pretty good right now, though. I had my breakfast at home today. I made my coffee just right, so I wanted to enjoy it. And then I'm not gonna lie, I got caught up with the Velta. I was watching a Velta España this morning, and I was enjoying that immensely. There's something about cycling, having a nice breakfast, having a nice coffee, and it just relaxes me and gets me into the right frame of mind. Yes, Dutch and Chung. Oh, thank you so much, Joy. Oh, Joy. Joy, you're more than welcome, Joy. Joy, speedy recovery, all right? Speedy recovery, nothing but positivity. Sending out all the healing vibes to you, Joy. Let's enjoy this walk through the park, shall we? I'm here for you, all right? I'm here for you. Dutch and Chong. Dutch and Chong. Hey, man, they get pussy for seeds, man. Yo, whatever those old people were smoking, though, that shit smelled nice. I was like, damn, yo. That's the magic of the dispensaries now. It's like everybody has good pot now. And I'll take the smell over marijuana over cigarette smoke any day, so. I actually will take cigar smoke over cigarette smoke any day. Go figure. That's why I love walking through the feasts and smell of those cigars. It's kind of nice with the sausage and peppers. Good to see you, Cats. Welcome on in. Good to see you. Good afternoon out there in Finland. Or good evening, actually. 6 o'clock over there. 6, 7 o'clock over there. R&R party. Welcome on in. Good to see you. Whoa, we got a low battery warning? Oh, shit. Wait, hold on, people. We got a low battery warning here. How did this disconnect? Okay, I'm going to have to really mess with this. Hold on, guys. I don't know why we have the low. Somehow the battery got disconnected. Oh, this is annoying. Stand by, guys. Going to make sure our microphones are connected. How the hell did that happen? How the hell did that happen? Ugh. It's so annoying sometimes with this technology. Oh wow, we've been disconnected for the whole stream. Holy shit. There it goes. Pot is its best smelling smoke. 741 in Finland, everybody. All right. I think our battery is officially reconnected. You know what happens? I'm noticing that with the Hollyland M2 microphone, it has the pass-through for the power. I'm noticing that when we have like a big temperature change, so we went from cool temperatures to warm temperatures, the battery might disconnect. So make sure we're connected to the microphone. Yeah, no, pot does not smell like pot back in the 70s. Yes, that is true. Yeah, I know. Is he legal in Vegas still? I know. You can smoke cigarettes in Vegas, so everywhere, right? I gotta monitor this battery now. I didn't realize that the battery was disconnected. Yeah, today, sometimes pot smells like flowers. Like that Cat Williams joke. Every time it smells like pine cones in this house, Daddy eats up all the cereal. Every time it smells like pine cones in here. We're right off of 5th Avenue right now. Upper East Side. This is Sean's territory. So everyone follow Bagels and Walks. But yeah, when we get to Conservatory Garden, I'm probably going to sit down and take a moment. And then we'll begin to make our way. We'll make our way up to the west side of the park. And then we're going to walk south. Good to see you, Sal Muscles. Welcome on in. Yeah, oh, it is legal there. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm happy it's legal over there in Vegas. That's nice. I don't think I'll ever get used to this smell, though, being so prevalent everywhere. Feed the birds. Tuppence a bag. Tuppence, tuppence. Tuppence a bag. Who's a pretty guy? You're hanging out. He's a cool pigeon. I always say the luckiest dogs in New York City are all here in Central Park. So now we are nice and up to, I know, just in a week's overtime there. We'll be in September. It's coming. It's coming. So we're passing 96th Street. No, just like that, 90 minutes. How crazy is that, Lillian? Time flies when you're having fun, huh? Time flies when you're having fun. Ooh, whatever's growing in here smells really nice. Wow, what is that? Oh, wow, it's like really fragrant. No doubt they put these fragrant flowers up here to eliminate the smell of the traverse down below. Wow, what is that? I want to know what the fuck that is now. And I can't see anything like floral. It's only smell. Interesting. Interesting. Technically, perfectly candid, I don't think you could smoke in the street. Like, I have seen cops kind of, you know, tell people to take it elsewhere. But, you know, as long as there's not too many children around, I don't think it's a problem. Yeah, it's a nice day out here. Good to see you, Mike. Welcome on in. Oh, it's official. I have construction. Yay, I just can't get away from house construction these weeks. Okay, I got house construction at my house in Coney tomorrow in the morning. That means I might just come out early again tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, me and the Duchess are going to the Met game. So we might get a surprise stream at Citi Field tomorrow. Good to see you, H. Flores. Welcome on in. Good to see you, Mike Sesta. Good to see everybody, people. Hit that like button. As we make our way around Central Park today. So now we're coming up to Mount Sinai Hospital. We're making our way up to the Conservatory Garden right now. All right, so we can't get away from construction. Or I can't get away from construction, whether it be in Bay Ridge or in Coney Island this week. Oh, it is 100% legal. I know you can smoke in front of a cop. I've seen that like so many times now. But okay. Smoke a little splifferino. A lovely spot to have a little moment. Yeah, fall is coming. I can't wait. I'm ready for Marathon Sunday already. Look at how lush that looks. How pretty that is. Oh. J-E-T-S, Jets. Is it our year? Yeah, exactly. There's no smoke of any kind in the parks and too close to buildings. Exactly. Yeah, Mets versus the Milwaukee Brewers, 7 o'clock. Me and the Duchess will be in Citi Field because it is Pokemon Go night tomorrow. Should be a fun game. And if the Duchess is anything like last year, she's got to bring the luck. And the Mets are going to win. Now, see, these are the people who keep the park looking beautiful. They're here painting a bench, and I appreciate them for that. When I even, well, no, didn't the Giants play the other day? Didn't the Giants play the other day? The Giants played some preseason ball, had a great game, but of course, it's preseason ball. Yeah, right, perfectly candid, me too. This is my younger days. The kids don't know how good they have it. Back in our day, a megabyte was a megabyte and a gig was a gig. You know what I mean? The kids will never understand. Actually, let's go over here, actually. Something is drawing me over here. And I know what's drawing me over here. Let's go see Flacco's favorite tree. Who is Flacco? Flacco was a Eurasian eagle owl who escaped Central Park. He escaped the Central Park Zoo. And for 1 year, Flacco took to the streets. And New York fell in love with him. They took care of him until, unfortunately, he flew into a building. But there is a documentary about Flacco that is currently showing at the center. And I am to check it out. Making good time. He's making good time. Really? Yo, H. Flores, come say hi to us. We're probably going to be walking around the stadium a lot to play the game. So, but come say hi. Yes, the train goes from City Field to Coney Island. We'll be taking the N train, and supposedly we get a free ticket on the on the LIRR. So we'll be taking the N train to Times Square, and then we take the Port Washington branch up to City Field. Probably takes about 90 minutes, almost 2 hours to get up there. Bernadette, good to see you, Bernadette. Welcome on in. But yes, indeed. May Flacco rest in peace. I just love how New Yorkers came together to take care of Flacco. As we do. Yeah, say hi, H. Flores. Say hi. It's also $2 day. It's also $2 day, $5 day tomorrow. So $5 hot dogs and drinks. Yeah, the Giants took out the Miami Dolphins by double digits. It was crazy. But of course, the Giants played good because it was a preseason game. Now the connection up here is all funky. Bloody hell. Sonia just had her olive oil, tomato, sea salt ready for... Oh, awesome, Sonia. Hope you had a great lunch. I know after this live stream, I'm going to be starving.
They have a no-no. Not a 2 to 4 month old.
It's warm in the sun. We take the LI Washington branch from Grand Central. And then we head out. And then we head out to City Field. And we get some kind of like free LIRR ticket, which is great. So we're going to be... Oh, why the connection's so shit up here?
It's just like that.
connection is like crap up here. What's up with that? Well, if you know what it is, it's probably like late in the day now. It's past 12. It's past 12 o'clock. But yeah, your boy's gonna be starving after the tour. All right, here is Flacco's favorite tree right here in front of us. Probably thousands of pictures taken of Flacco right here. And as well, this is where his memorial ceremony was. Let's see if there's any remembrances for Flacco. This is the North Woods. Yep, here it is. Our dearest Flacco. We'll never forget him. This was his favorite tree right here. And right over here, this is the North Woods. Right here. Yeah, it's a beautiful day there, Simia. Is he about to drop a new adventure? Awesome. Sonia, I hope. Yeah, he's taking a little break, Kuma. He deserves a break. He works hard for you guys, so. Cannot wait for Kuma's next adventure. Kuma Monster, a great live streamer, ladies and gentlemen. All right. We are got to go right over here because now it's time for us to make our way into the conservatory garden, which is just down the way from here. Yeah, I'm in your backyard. I'm in your backyard, perfectly candid. Like I said, I'm going to come to about 103rd Street. Then I'll make my way to the west side, and then I'll make my way to the south again. We're probably going to walk through the North Woods here as well, because we haven't walked through the North Woods in a while. And he's a great streamer. How steep this is. This is so steep. Look at that beautiful view down the conservatory garden. Actually, what I could do is I could actually go up a little bit further north, and we'll do this for perfectly candid. We'll show the Harlem Mirror, and then we'll walk into Conservatory Garden. And you saw that one-man rave? Pretty cool. Really? 1 block off the park? Oh my God, I couldn't imagine how that was. I had a friend who lived up here, and whenever I would visit him, it was always really cool to spend the night out here and then like stumble into the park stupid early in the morning. And I always said to myself, it must be so nice to live right next to the park like this. Yeah, no, he needs rest, Reg. He walks a crazy amount of distance for you guys on the stream, so he deserves a rest. He pushes like 30,000 steps a stream. It's crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Coming up is the Harlem Mere. The Harlem Mere is the only body of water in Central Park fed by a natural spring. That spring is called Montaigne's Rivulet. Montaigne's Rivulet actually, of course, predates the park. And it's still around. After the water bubbles up here into the Mere, it continues on to the East River, underground, in a series of pipes. But this is like another like really big engineering triumph here with the Harlem Mere. How beautiful this is. And they're koi fish in this. Oh, do we have a little turtle? There's a little turtle in there. It's a little turtle right in there. You're only 4 blocks off now, 114th Street. Nice. Actually, you know what we'll do here? Since we're at the most northern part of our walk, we'll sit down here. We'll take a little break here in the shade, and I'll sip my water. I will sip my water in the shade. Ah, good to see everybody. How long have I been on for? An hour, 42 minutes. All right. Not bad. Not bad. Let's get a little drink here. The phone is being powered, which is good. A big shout out to Kumo Monster because I use this affiliate link to get my microphones that I'm using right now. So shout out to Kumo Monster, great live streamer here on YouTube and on Twitch. What we're drinking today, there it is. Ah, that's lovely. Ah, take a little break here. Yeah, it's a major turtle area, exactly. It's because the water is so fresh, you know? I mean, this water, considering, it's really clean. But the real historians know about Montaigne's Rivulet. So we're right here, 5th Avenue. 110th Street is just up there. Wow, you counted 100 plus turtles perched along the banks. Nice. Yeah, I could see that. Then the little boathouse, which has been recently restored, is right up there. It's such a nice little part of the park. As you see, it's super quiet up here because we're at the northern end of the park. All right, let me not get too relaxed. It's 1 o'clock, everybody. 1 in the afternoon. Welcome on in. Welcome to Central Park. Welcome to the Harlem Mere. We're now going to begin to make our way back south again. We are going to make our way to the west side of the park as well. And but first, let's head over to the Conservatory Garden. Yeah, you like that word, Rivulet? Me too. Mullen, good to see you, Mullen. Yeah, exactly. In a city of almost 9 million people, it's certainly peaceful here in the park. But Montaigne's Rivulet. Let's see. Oh, here's a little guy. Look at these guys. They're just hanging out. See, they're just hanging out. They're like still. They're like stones. Well, those are the Ninja Turtles you're talking about. The Ninja Turtles. Look at that big cropping of schist. Oh my goodness, people. Yeah, I know. Luckily, we don't have any loud music just yet. Pretty chill up here. So when they started building Central Park, they did not want the park to be all kind of like a formal landscape. They wanted this to be a little bit, rustic, if you will. But there is one area of the park that they did set aside for a formal garden, and that's coming up next, the Conservatory Garden. What do I average? Probably 12,000 steps a day. Today is going to be in the neighborhood of like 20 by the time I get home. Yeah, was that a defensive position? Maybe. Maybe. The little turtle's doing their thing. This is like an abandoned city bike. Just hanging out here. TLD. Do I have time to walk along the West Harlem Mere and into the ravine? Yeah, no, unfortunately the ravine and the Huddlestone Arch, those areas are notorious for a bad connection. So I usually try to avoid those areas because I can't stream in those areas. TLD. I'm sorry about that, man. The northwest corner of the park just has terrible signal. And it's always like that, unfortunately. I've been live streaming for 10 years, and that's like, I would love to show you guys like the block house, but like there's no connection over there. Yay! Welcome to Conservatory Garden. The ladies having a grand old time here. Ooh, that little spray of water feels nice. That little spray of water felt nice. Little bird's enjoying it. Look at the little bird. That's fun. He's just hanging out. I love it. Lunar Mare, that place doesn't exist. Jose Torres, way pa Puerto Rico. Bienvenidos, Jose Torres. DJ Dirty, isn't this nice? Gotta enjoy the simple things, that's right. Gotta enjoy the little things, people. That's what life is all about.
What that effectively means is I can't.
Now I'm going to go into the other side of the garden here. And hopefully that other fountain's turned on. I want to feel a little bit of a spray from the fountain. Hey, it's on! All right. Look at how cool this landscape is. How pretty that is. Then we have the formal entrance to the Conservatory Garden. That wrought iron fence is from one of the mansions from the Vanderbilts that used to be in this area. Let me see if I can feel some of the spray from this. Good to see you, Sonia. Good afternoon. Or Michelle K. Good afternoon, Michelle. Let me see. Let's enjoy a little bit of the spray here from the... I think they just cut this grass this morning. I could smell it. It smells so nice. If there's any smell I love, even though I'm very much a city boy, it's the smell of fresh cut grass. And now I'm a big fan of dragonflies because I just learned recently that dragonflies eat mosquitoes. So bring on the dragonflies. I'm a fan. But how nice is this? Oh, how lucky are we to be in Central Park on this day? How lucky are we? Let's see if we could feel the spray from the fountain here. This thing goes higher, but I guess not today. Oh, there we go. Ah, yes. It's refreshing, kind of. You get a little bit of a breeze. Look how cool this looks. How amazing is this? Oh, we got a photo shoot happening down there? We got some kind of photo shoot happening down there. Can we see the rainbow? Yeah. I'm sorry, Perfectly Candid. You can always come back. We're not going anywhere. So. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, yeah, there's a spray. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, that feels nice. I'm glad you're enjoying the walk, Kaz. Now we're in. This is a very fragrant part of the garden here. A lovely spot to contemplate nature. Oh, I'm happy you guys got some rain, Sonia. How nice this is. How pretty this is. Look at the birds. It's so cool.
It's not a wedding I would have organized. I don't think I would have.
Gotta love that. I always love watching the little birds enjoy the water. Oh my God, the river started to dry and they had to rescue the fish. Oh my Lord. Sorry to hear that. beautiful. These trees here blossom in the summer. I don't know what they are, but I notice these trees all over southern Brooklyn. How great is this? You're more than welcome, Florida Cat. You're more than welcome. Okay, let's start heading back towards the North Woods. And we're going to make our way to the west side of the park. Oh, they're filming something up there, so we'll let them film. We'll head out over this way here. Oh, this is the way you saw a bright red cardinal? Yeah, there's a lot. I know there's a lot of cardinals in the area as of late. In all of New York City. It's so cool. Yeah, I don't know, Florida Cat. I don't know what kind of trees those are. I should, I've learned my Central Park from one of the best tour guides in the city. And his name was Carl. And Carl used to, he knew a lot about Arbery, and he knew a lot about the birds. So he was always bird watching and checking out the trees and so he knew all that stuff. Okay, let's head out this way here. And then we'll make our way across the North Woods. But I should know more about the ecology of the park and the trees and everything. I should know much more about it. This area here, see, this area here doesn't even have the best signal. We're kind of struggling here with the signal a little bit. Yeah, Kim, that's because we're having a bad signal, man. So sorry that it grays out every now and then. It's because of the connection. And again, I'm not in control of the cellular connection. Come on out, Forever Blessed. Come on out to Central Park. You will not be disappointed. Central Park's a lovely little spot here. I recommend maybe downloading the Central Park app. Get some landmarks you want to see. And go out exploring. B-Band 109. Welcome. And if you get lost, that's what Central Park is designed to do. You're meant to get lost in this landscape. Working out my calf muscles now. But B-Band 109, welcome on in. You gotta come on your birthday this Sunday. Hells yeah. Come on your birthday this summer. Be awesome. Gonna be nice weather this weekend. All week is gonna be nice weather. All right, now because I want to be in the shade, we're gonna go through the North Woods. Here it is, the North Woods. Yeah, we're doing great cardio today, Sonia. Absolutely. Now especially I'm getting good cardio because I'm going up a hill. So here, when they were building this section of the park, they actually ran out of money. So this part of the park is the most kind of rustic area. There's not that many statues and stuff around here. It's a little bit more naturalistic and rustic up here. Naboo will definitely get lost up here. Absolutely. Absolutely. Look at this. This Haswell Green in honor of Andrew Haswell Green, directing genius of Central Park in its formative period. The father of Greater New York. His eminence was named Andrew H. Green Hill. These 5 symbolic trees were planted and his seat was erected right here. Random bench here. So yes, we were closer to the east side of the park. Now we're going to work our way towards the west side of the park. We're cutting across the park here at around 103rd Street. Yeah, you got to be patient, guys, because sometimes the signal is not the best out here. And I'm not in control of that. So you got to be patient. So now Flacco's tree is right over there to our left. And this is all the North Woods right here. Yeah, living in the south of the park, Hell's Kitchen. Yeah, that part is too crowded. That's why the northern part of the park is the nicest. All right, so we're going to cut across right here at the entrance. And again, sorry about the connection, guys. Connection is a little spotty up here. Of course I got the blood pumping. I'm walking up and down hills. It's very warm in the sun as well. I like that they repaved all this. It ain't that bad, Lillian? All right, good. Which I'm trying to keep you guys trying my best to keep you guys in a good connectivity. You know, again, I'm not in control of it, so. Right here where I spent the night once in Central Park. I slept in a truck right here. Show you my spent the night equipment. I want to stay in the shade, but this park has a very bad signal. So please be patient as I wait to the west side. The main drive, the connection should improve. Hopefully, fingers crossed. All right. Sorry for the bad connection, guys. We are coming out of it as we get closer to the west side of the park. And almost. We're almost there. Almost there. That is the price of the woods. All right, there we go. We're back. We're getting above minimums here. Sorry for the bad connection, guys. Sorry for the bad connection. Again, I'm not in control of the stream. I'm not in control of the cellular connection. And we're running off of 2 connections, guys. But like I said, as long as we get to the west side of the park, we'll come back. Jam, thank you so much for sending me a gold coin for some jewels. Much appreciated. There we go. We're back. Again, sorry for the bad connection, guys. It's still bouncing around quite a bit, though, so not the best connection, but I think it's okay. I tell you, see this northern end of Central Park. There we go. Now we're back into bad connection again. This northern end of the park is very varied when it comes to the connection. Now we're making our way south, passing 100th Street. We're now on the west side of the park. Coming up next is going to be the Jacqueline Candy Onassis Reservoir. And then we'll make our way down the west side of the park. We'll probably show you Shakespeare Garden and some of the plaques for Seneca Village. Of course, we also have Strawberry Fields is coming up as well. There you go. Now we're back into good connection. Almost. I don't want to jinx it. Welcome to the Upper West Side. How lush that looks. Unbelievable. Yes, indeed, Sonia. Strawberry Fields. You know, it was so hot the last time we did our tour of Central Park that I got all my facts wrong about the... I got all my information wrong about the Imagine Mosaic. It's a gift from the city of Naples, Italy. Instead of the city of New York. Lee John, good to see you. Yeah, I don't want to jinx it. Walking up a nice long uphill here. Now it's funny, I've done so many bike tours here where people are I've taken a lot of people on my bike tour through this park who are not very good cyclists. And this is definitely one of the hills where people start walking. Good to see you, Jerry. Welcome on in. It's a little rough for me right now to read the screen, so if I miss your comment. How long is the Central Park bike tour? 2 hours. 2 hours. Normally the tours, the walking tours and bike tours that I do are all 2 hours. The companies that I work for, they offer 2-hour tours of the park. And now, because of the new rules with bikes here in the park, they got rid of the stoplights. It's all just blinking yellow lights now. I really don't like doing the bike tour here in the park anymore because it's just a little too chaotic. So, walking tour I'll do all day long. It's one of my favorite things to do, is a walking tour. But a bike tour, not so much. I used to like to use the stoplights to keep my group together. Now that we don't have stoplights, that creates a little bit more kind of confusion with other people around us. So, don't like that. Good to see you, Rich. Welcome on in. See, what you're getting right now, this is like a walking tour plus. So you're seeing stuff that I don't normally show on a walking tour because it's just too far. So you're getting a little bit of an extra thing here. But obviously, if you hire me for an afternoon, I'll show you all this stuff as well. I'm putting together a website, so there'll be a website available soon where you guys could ask me questions about a trip to New York that you might be taking, or book an afternoon tour with me. So that's coming up. That's coming up in about a week or so. I'm going to have a dedicated website. All right, we just passed 97th Street, making our way south on the west side of the park. If you're just joining us, say hello. Let us know where you're watching from. Let me give you a shout out. My name is Dutch Maz. I'm a licensed New York City tour guide. I'm a live streamer, born and raised here in New York City. I like to focus on New York, but not just Manhattan Island. I like to take you guys all over the city. Yesterday, we definitely did a very unique walk around the backside of Coney Island into Calvert Vaux Park. Yesterday, we were where Calvert Vaux passed away, where he died. One of the creators of Central Park. Calvert Vaux, in his last few years, he was not a happy man. He always played second fiddle to Frederick Laura Olmsted. But like, their careers are inextricably intertwined, and they both needed each other, very much like Hall & Oates. Brad, good to see you, Brad. And Rolo, welcome on in. You know, now that it's warm out here, I feel like I should have wore shorts. But I want pockets. But I could have definitely wore shorts. You see the traffic light coming up? You see how it's blinking yellow? That's the new thing now. So it's like people have to yield to each other. But in New York, nobody wants to yield. So to do a bike tour in these conditions, it's not fun. Because I would use the stoplights to keep the crowd together. Good to see you from Durham in the United Kingdom. The Cronies. Welcome on in. Good to see you. Welcome to Central Park. Ah, that shade feels nice. I was hoping for it to be more cloudy too today. Lily and my calves are singing songs. They're singing vaudeville songs right now. Give my regards to Broadway. Feels good though. Feels good. There's applause coming from the trees. Don't know why. The Twin Towers of the El Dorado Apartments, 300 Central Park West. Wonder why they're applauding so much in there. Are they playing like a game? Are they playing the applause game? All right. Central Park is not the largest park in the world. Actually, Central Park is not even the largest park in New York City. Central Park is like the 5th largest park in New York City. The largest park in New York City is Van Cortlandt Park, up in the Bronx. 843 acres. That's how large Central Park is. 341 hectares. But now we're at 90th Street. And now we're going to walk along the Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis Reservoir. The reservoir actually predates the park. It was completed in 1811. This was probably one of the first major construction sites in this part of Manhattan that began to chip away at the original inhabitants of this land. When Central Park started coming together, there were people who lived in this area, and actually right along this area we're walking in right now, called Seneca Village. And when they built the reservoir in 1811, that kind of cut the community in half. Seneca Village was one of the largest, if not the largest, town or village of freed African American slaves. Eventually, some newly arrived Irish and German immigrants will join them up here, and this was a fully integrated community. Looking at some of the records and some of the recordings, diaries of these people, we learned that people went to each other's funerals and birthday parties, and even some people even intermarried, which was, very unusual. But the population of Seneca Village peaked at around 1830. 1,500 people lived up here. Van Cortlandt Park's a lovely spot to get lost in. Yeah, no, JF. Central Park is the 5th largest park in the 5 boroughs of New York. Seneca Village, built on the hilltop, if you will, of the Summit Rock, so that in case anybody was coming up north to bother them, they had plenty of time to prepare. And then unfortunately, when the park boundaries got finalized around 1853, 1854, construction begins in 1855, the people were forced out. And there was unfortunately a smear campaign in the media to get these people off the land. They were reported as being squatters, not owning the land, and that was far from the truth. They owned the land. For every explanation, these people were a voting bloc. They voted and they tilled the land. They worked the land up, even though it was not the best land to work on. But it was a community. They had churches. They had a couple of schools. Even a little tavern. Everything in Manhattan has to be a little smaller, exactly. But again, this body of water only serves the park with all of its water features, except for the Harlem Mere. But if we were to have a problem with one of our water system tunnels, we could use this body of water to supply Manhattan Island with fresh drinking water, and some scientists and mathematicians surmise that this body of water could sustain Manhattan Island for about 6 hours. Of course, this little loop right here of the reservoir is a very popular running track. It's like 2.1 miles, right? Something like that. There it is. We've come up the east side there and the other side. And now we're going south along the west side. Look at that. Just down the hill here, there's a bunch of cherry trees and Yoshino trees that grow beautiful blossoms in the springtime. It's a lovely spot to go cherry blossom hunting, if you will, on this side of the park here, and also the east side of the park as well, along the reservoir. But now, as we approach, we're at around 89th Street. This is the main area of Seneca Village. Perfect sky, right, Train Watch? Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful, beautiful sky. Take it in. Working our way down the west side of the park now. What's the highest street number? Are you talking about on Manhattan Island or just in general? Because the highest street number goes to what, 245th Street? Or 248th? And that's up in the Bronx in what's called the Annexed District. So basically the street grid from Manhattan continues on up in the Bronx. Jesus Christ. Spotted Cow, Wisconsin. Jesus Christ. Spotted Cow, Wisconsin just, I think, took out the bar here with an $80 super chat. Bloody hell. Spotted Cow, Wisconsin. Thank you so much for the extremely generous $80 super chat. Thanks for tipping your tour guide. Bloody hell. Much appreciated. With a big $80 super chat. $80.02. Spotted Cow, hope you're doing well. Good to see ya. Welcome to Seneca Village. And now we get to turn off the bar, guys. We go bar free for the rest of the stream. Thanks to Spotted Cow, Wisconsin. Thank you so much for helping me pay my bills. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you so much. Very generous. Yeah, Spotted Cow, good to see ya. Welcome on into the show. Welcome to Seneca Village. That's where we're at right now here in Central Park. We're making our way back south here in the park. Let's go. Yes, indeed. We're entering the Pinetum. So Frederick Lahr Olmsted wanted an area of the park that always remained green throughout the year, and this is it. But we got to do this properly now. Spotted Cow, Wisconsin, with an $80 super chat. Spotted Cow, thank you so much for the very generous $80 super chat. Thank you so much for joining today's $80 club. Much appreciated. With a big $80 super. Let's go. $80 super. Right here, look at this. Here we have the plaque, which shows the receiving reservoir, and then this is Seneca Village right here. So we're just to the north of this right now. This is from 1856. So here the park is beginning to be built from the north. But this The reservoir is the first thing that begins to take out Seneca Village. I heard about that, Blumpkin. I heard about that. Spotted Cow, hope you're doing great on this Monday afternoon now. We're doing a extended tour of the Central Park. We're making our way south now once again. And I think coming up next, we'll go this way here. Coming up next, we're going to see the Swedish Cottage, as well as Shakespeare Garden. We're now on the other side of the Great Lawn. We're to the west of the Great Lawn now. So you come to this section of the park, and you'll see these Seneca Village signs all around. So when you're up in this area, be on the lookout for them, and you can learn about what it was like to be up here before the park was built. The Arthur Ross Pine Tum. That's where we're at right now. So you got all these pine trees here, which always stays green throughout the year. And then here's another. So here's another Discover Seneca Village sign here, so you could give yourself a little walking tour here. Hey, thanks for following. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. So here you learn about where stuff is here in the park. And you can kind of start from the Diana Ross Playground here at 81st Street and then go around here. The Delacorte Theater sign is not there right now because we looked for that the last time we were here. But right now what we're doing is we're walking along this path. We're walking along this pathway right here. We're gonna kind of parallel the bridle path here and make our way down to where the Delacorte is. But here you learn about Seneca Village. So I'll see you later, Cliff. Have a great day. As for me, we're not done yet. Your sister's here. Gotta go cheese shopping. Being back to Cali. Nice. Have fun shopping there, Spotted Cow. Good to see you. Good to see you, Spotted Cow. Thank you so much for that extremely generous $80 super chat. Made the bar go away for the people. Oh, in the shade with the breeze, guys. Feels so nice. Oh, that sun is strong. That sun is definitely strong. That sun got a little kick to it. Bringing cheddar back to California, nice, nice. Bringing the good cheddar from Wisconsin there, eh? Nothing like that Wisconsin cheddar there, eh? They don't got good cheddar like that in California, right? Yeah, we're talking here, we're walking here, we're enjoying the park over here. It's a nice day in Central Park. How long have we been on for now? Are we pushing 3 hours now? Yeah, 2.5 hours. So we're pushing, we're gonna definitely hit 3 hours. And the cheese, yeah, don't get me started about the cheese heads. Didn't a cheese head save somebody's life once? Didn't a cheese head save somebody's life? I can remember hearing a story about that. They used to have a lot of propaganda, California cheese propaganda. All right. That's really funny. Just that phrase, California cheese propaganda. That's an 80s band, right? It's a 90s band. That's like an alt metal 90s band. Chinese, Flora of California cheese propaganda. Stephen Edwards, we actually touched the Harlem Mirror, so we've already been there. And now we're going south. We went north via the east side. We're going to go south via the west side. So we've already been to the Harlem Mirror. Right, something like that, yeah. Hey man, California cheese propaganda's playing, man. I heard they're playing at the Ritz, man. Listen, even me as a New Yorker knows, Wisconsin got the lock on the cheese. And I've had some Wisconsin cheese there. It's delicious. A big shout out to my friends in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, by the way. Big shout out to Eau Claire, Wisconsin. I couldn't do what I wanted to do when I visited. I wanted to eat an eclair in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Didn't happen. Yeah, Wisconsin produces 25% of the world's cheese. Yes, California is known for their raisins. Exactly. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway. I'm not buying the California cheese propaganda either. Across the way is the Delacorte Theater, home of Shakespeare in the Park. Right over there. And A Winter's Tale is currently playing. We're right at 81st Street, so right beyond the trees over there is the Natural History Museum and the Rose Center for Planetary Science. A big shout out to Neil deGrasse Tyson and his calming voice. I love the Bowery Boys podcast and Star Talk podcast. Those are my two favorite podcasts. Those are my favorite podcasts. But yeah, Wisconsin has the lockdown on the cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that breeze. Oh, that breeze feels so good. Oh, thank God. Oh, it's cooling me down. Yes. Oh, thank God. I was getting hot there for a minute there. I didn't realize it was going to be this hot. I didn't realize it was going to be this hot. I should have wore shorts. But I like pockets. The main maintenance shed for Central Park is right over there. You got to bring me some Spotted Cow? Sounds good. Spotted Cow, you coming out here next year, right? I got to show you around town. Anywhere you want to go, you let me know, all right? You let me know. Now, we all can't type today. It's the summertime. We're all a little bit loopy because it's the summertime. The Swedish Cottage, to our left-hand side here, going under a bit of a refurbishment. The Swedish Cottage is a prefabricated schoolhouse built for the Philadelphia Exposition of 1876. New York City. All right. Let's go see Shakespeare Garden really quick. And then we'll head over. We're not going to go up the hill to Belvedere Castle. We did that last Monday. We're just going to do Shakespeare Garden here. And then we'll continue on to Strawberry Fields. I know, you can't have enough pockets. That's the one thing I love about the wintertime. Working on the living history here. Here's Shakespeare Garden. Let's go up the ramp and then we're going to go down the stairs. Yes, to be or not to be, that is the question. Yes, Pace Picante sauce is made in San Antonio, where people know how to make proper salsa. Wow, this stuff's made in New York City. New York City. Every season, they always have different plants on display here. We got a lot of bees hanging out. It's a Shakespeare Garden. A lovely little spot to hide away from everything. Only a rose I give you, only a song dying away. Good to see you there, Muriel. Welcome on in. What's in a name? That which we shall call a rose, by any other name, would smell as sweet. Oh, Romeo, Romeo. Mary Lewis, good to see you. You're here in April, Mary? Nice. I have no idea how many salsa companies came out of New York. I may know a lot of crap as a tour guide, but not that. That's a good trivia question, though. Yeah, they changed the flower beds according to the season. So it's like there's always something new in there. You come here during the springtime and it's like all the tulips and stuff. Oh my Lord. It's beautiful. Good to see you, Big John. Aloha. Also, the Swedish Cottage is home of the Marionette Theater, home of the New York City Parks Department's puppetry division. A big shout out to the puppeteers at the Marionette Theater, the Swedish Cottage. There is no salsa district. No, there's no salsa district. I mean, maybe salsa dancing up in East Harlem over there in Spanish Harlem. We go into this direction here. We entered the ramble. We are not doing the ramble today. We're just going to stay here in the main drive. Rob Anderson, you're in South San Francisco, SSF? Or Super San Francisco? Or are you in Salsa San Francisco? Good to see you. Good to see you, Rob. I left my heart in San Francisco. Ah, the great Tony Bennett. Good to see you, Rob. Welcome to Central Park. Welcome everybody to Central Park. 843 acres of man-made fun and beauty. Good to see you. I feel like maybe every Monday we should do a walking tour in Central Park. What do you guys think? This is our second Monday in a row doing a walking tour here in Central Park. Should we have walking tour Mondays in Central Park? Let me know. Well, Sonia, I am a licensed New York City tour guide, so I'm tested on my abilities every 2 years to maintain my license. I have to basically answer 150 questions in 90 minutes. But for me, because I love New York, it's actually pretty easy for me. And I'm well versed in the things of New York City history that I like. I don't know everything. Like, I don't know exact types of architecture sometimes, and especially when they're like amalgamations of two different styles, and more about like numbers and like when stuff was built and why it might have been built. Oh, awesome! Welcome to Central Park. You was at the Mall of America, and you ate way too many donuts.
she's much to see. Can't begin to tell you what she always does to me. Maybe
He's literally just she's literally just karaokeing to himself. I love it. Yeah, every 2 years. Yeah, exactly. I don't know everything, like how many salsa factories were in New York City. I don't know everything. It's impossible for me to know everything and retain that in my little brain of mine. But yeah, every 2 years, in order to maintain my license and to work. But Spotted Cow, you ate your way through all the donuts? In the Mall of America? That's amazing. I got a bit of the hiccups right now. It's annoying. Might have to stop and get something to drink. Now today we'll go through Strawberry Fields in a different direction. We'll go from the top to the bottom instead of from the bottom to the top. I don't know where the original Rockefeller mansion or Vanderbilt, or I don't know where all the original locations of the mansions were, actually. That's one thing I don't know off the top of my head. They were along Fifth Avenue, that I do know. But where exactly? That's something I do not know. I know, Spotted Cow, you're a foodie. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So why did they sell the mansions? Because the land value was getting really, really valuable. And also the regular people were beginning to move north. You know, pretty much from the 1850s on, the city almost doubled in population every year. And once they got that grid plan established in 1811, that was like the blueprint to just build north. And it went very fast. Went incredibly fast. So they wanted to stay away from the commoners. Simple way to put it. Good to see you, Mike. There's only a few mansions left along Millionaires Row. You have the Frick Gallery at like 62nd, no, that's what that, 63rd Street, 64th Street. You also have the New Gallery at 79th Street. And then you have where Andrew Carnegie, we saw this earlier in the stream, where Andrew Carnegie used to live. That's the museum, the Cooper Hewitt Museum of Architecture and Design. That's 90th Street and 5th Avenue. But basically, they wanted to stay away from people. Like, you know, once the trolleys and eventually the subway got uptown, everybody just moved north and moved out of the city. Eventually, they will end up in places like up in Westchester and stuff and out on Long Island. So now we're making our way up to Strawberry Fields. In a few moments, we will also see the beautiful apartment building called the Dakota. The Dakota Apartments is as old as the Brooklyn Bridge. It was completed in 1884. And it was built so far north from the rest of the city that a little joke amongst the developers that it was so far north, it might as well be in the Dakota Territories. And the name stuck. It sounds much better than 1 West 72nd Street, after all. Oh, you had the 6. Listen, they brought back the hash browns. I can't stand Dunkin' Donuts hash browns. I like the meal deal without the hash browns. The bagel is nice, but I end up feeding the hash browns to the pigeons. I'm not a fan of Dunkin' Donuts hash browns. All right. We're coming up to Strawberry Fields. Of course, Strawberry Fields, the area of Central Park in memory of the great John Lennon, who was unfortunately assassinated right across the street from here. And now I was so hot last week. I got all of these facts wrong last week. So it's not that hot, so I can say them now. So the Imagine Mosaic, a gift from the city of Naples, Italy to the city of New York. A simple black and white tiled mosaic that says the word Imagine on it. The black and white tiles were made from Mount Vesuvius at Pompeii. Right here where I'm walking, there would have been 18 strawberry bushes planted from all around the world right here. Now, unfortunately, these strawberry bushes did not last very good in our cold New York City winters, and the little birds like to eat the berries. But of course, the main feature is still here, and that's the Imagine Mosaic. So we're gonna take a little moment here. He's riffing, that guy. Also went to Paisley Park in Minnesota. Didn't tour it though. Hey. Ah, nice, Sonia. Yeah, Dunkin' Bagel in New York City. Yeah, because, you know, it's out of convenience, Rob. It's out of convenience.
The contributions are for only way I know I'm doing a good job or not.
All right, here's the Imagine Mosaic.
Always music here. I think John would have wanted it that way.
Yep.
And always give a little shout out to Miss Yoko Ono, because without Miss Yoko Ono, this place would not exist. She had to fight City Hall and the people in charge at the time to make this place a place, because a lot of those people did not think this was a good idea. This is the most popular place in the whole park. So God bless Miss Yoko. We're gonna go old school for no particular reason. No problem.
I like the fact that he mentioned Yoko. Yeah, Yoko spent 2 years to get this section of Central Park established. And Strawberry Fields is in the shape of a teardrop. 161 countries from all around the world reference and recognize Strawberry Fields in New York City, here in Central Park, as an international peace garden. Oh, the prince wouldn't agree with the tour prices? You don't think? Okay. Exactly. We got to stop imagining. We got to make it happen, baby. We got to make it happen. So here is the Dakota Apartments. Right here. I could show you John and Yoko's apartment. Now, Yoko still owns the apartment, but she doesn't currently live in it. She lives upstate New York in a farm. But their apartment would be the penthouse floor, so it's the eighth floor, right there at the black railing. Because it's a penthouse floor, you get the 2 extra floors above that. And between 1973 and 1977, John and Yoko Ono, they acquired the 2 neighboring apartments. So they get this whole these 2 whole corners here. And basically each apartment focuses on a corner of the building. But they combined the 3 apartments up there and create a 40-room apartment. Yes, 40-room apartment. And then on the back side of the building, from this perspective, the only other available apartment was owned by the great Roberta Flack. Bloody hell, there was good music on the 8th floor. What would I give? There you go, the Dakota. You know, John Lennon loved living here in New York, because you know what he could do here in New York? He could walk around with no security. Yeah. He loved being just a regular person. You could put on a pair of sunglasses and a baseball cap and be just like you and me. That's what he loved about New York. Yeah, you saw that Perfectly Candid? But right here, yeah, 1884 train watch. It's as old as the Brooklyn Bridge. But right here, good to see you, Billy D. Right here, this is where I got to meet Yoko Ono on a cold February or March day about 10, no, more than that, about maybe 11 years ago, 12 years ago. The first full year I was a tour guide. I got to meet her right here And we talked about how pretty the park looked in the snow. I finished doing a walking tour, and my walking tour group, we had to conclude the tour at Strawberry Fields because they had like other engagements to go to that morning. So I was just walking along this pathway right here in this direction, walking back to the subway to go home, and I look up ahead and I go, oh my goodness, Yoko Ono. So I just I said hi to her, and then she just struck up a conversation. And we talked about how the park was quiet and how the birds stand out. And that's literally all we talked about. And we walked down this pathway for like a good 15 minutes because she was very, she took a very nice slow pace, and I had no problem talking about the park with Yoko. And she was just an absolutely lovely person. So, no, I was not who I was yet, Billy D. I was still making my way in the world today. So oh, that's a great song. That's a great song, DJ Dirty. Great song. Yeah, I was not the person who I was today. I was still making my stake in the world. But it was such a New York moment because we just literally all we talked about. And she was very soft-spoken, but there was nobody around. It was like 11 in the morning, and it was cold. It was like, I think, 20 degrees, 25 degrees. It was cold. But all the snow was all fresh on the lawns and on the trees. And she had security. Yeah, no, she has like this big like linebacker guy for a security guard. And he's like a big teddy bear. He's like, once you get past him, once you like, you're like giving the okay, he's a super chill guy. But yeah, she was with a security guard. I think fundamentally all of us are capitalists. I mean, we do live in a capitalistic society. But I know that when I hopefully get to my station in life where I could give back, I know I would probably give almost all of it back. So I like to think about how John would feel about internet culture, about live streaming. I'll give anything for his take on all of that. I mean, that's probably the last thing I would want to do if I came into some real money, is just simply hoard it all. I'm very much a community-driven person. If you can't tell when I do these live streams here. All the likes on the videos, all the super chats, all the PayPals, that's all icing on the cake. As long as you guys are having a good time, enjoying the moment, then that's what I'm here for. That's the magic of a live stream. It's a shared experience. Yeah, exactly, Spotted Cow. I'm here for you guys. If you can't do this walk, I'm here for you guys if you can't travel to New York or anywhere in the 5 boroughs. Even if you just need a little escape for the day. If I'm on, I'm here for you, all right? As we slowly get back to reality. Reality right there in front of us. The thin towers of Billionaires Row beginning to loom over us. Across the road is the sheep's meadow. And as the name suggests, yes, sheep used to cut the grass in the days before lawnmowers. And the sheep used to live right across the street in a building that's now called today the Sheep's Meadow. The Tavern on the Green. Any end of summer plans? To try to get to the beach as much as possible before it gets cold. I need a few more beach trips. So there's Tavern on the Green, right over there. And then in the background over there, 55 Central Park West, the Ghostbusters building. And fun fact, if you want to order some food at Tavern on the Green, there's a little takeout window back here where you could order almost all of the food on the menu at a bit of a discount because you're not eating in the restaurant. But there's Spook Central right over there. And then right here, Tavern on the Green is right over here. I think the heat is finally getting to me. And then across the way over there, the Sheep's Meadow. Now, before this was the Sheep's Meadow, this was a German family-owned rock quarry. It looked nothing like it looks like today. Believe me, it probably looked like that back in the 1850s. It probably would have never built this park. But it looked nothing like that. But also, here at the Sheep's Meadow and Tavern on the Green, this is the finish line for the New York City Marathon right here. Marathon Sunday coming up on the first Sunday in November. But there it is. There's your finish line to the New York City Marathon. And this is also, we're nearing our finish for our walking tour today. But I think since we hit our goal, we'll do a little bit extra. We'll keep on walking here. I think we'll make our way down to 49th Street and Broadway. So we'll walk down Broadway for a little bit for y'all. You're more than welcome, Rob. But yeah, I need to get to the beach a couple of more times before the summer concludes. I love going out to my beach in the Rockaways. I get no cellular service out there. Just me, the Duchess, and a beautiful beach with some beautiful waves and beach, and so. No, Muriel, that's long gone. Those are the old owners. The old owners of the Tavern on the Green had a big gorilla in there. The new owners do not have the big gorilla in there. They still decorate the trees with lights, but no gigantic gorilla anymore. No gigantic gorilla. They retired them. They retired the gorilla. But yeah, we'll walk a little bit more. We'll walk down to 49th Street. We'll end our tour at the Brill Building, where a lot of great music was published from. Your sister's hounding me. Gotta keep going. This girl got you worn out. Don't worry, Spider Cal. You'll be home soon, all right? Have fun out there. Have fun out there. But take your time and take it easy on yourself. A song written in the Brill Building. You're more than welcome, Muriel. It is. No, Mike, believe me. I know how important it is to get away from the cell phone and to disconnect. I'll tell that to all my fellow content creators. It is good to disconnect. Today would be a great day to play, absolutely. '64 Streets. We are passing now. As we see the realities of Midtown now beginning to loom in front of us here. It is a lovely place, Oleg. It's Central Park. Good to see you. Slava Ukraini. Slava Ukraini. LP Walks is just waking up. Let's go. Everybody, you know why LP Walks is just waking up? He's the overnight shift here in New York City. Everyone check out LP Walks. Fantastic content creator, live streamer from Hudson Yards here in Manhattan. He walks around Manhattan and many other neighborhoods in the middle of the night. He's lately been doing some afternoon shows. Yes, we all need to disconnect for for our mental economy. Okay, so it looks like we dropped out a moment there, but so everybody check out LP Walks. Fantastic content creator. You planning to reduce your screen time? It's good to reduce your screen time, unless you're watching me. Oh, you're not going anywhere until the stream's over? All right. We're on for another half hour. Uh-oh, where's that music coming from? And it easy. We got it easy. All right, she could wait. Yes, we got to keep our mental economies strong, people. So it's always good to disconnect. Some more jams from the Eagles here on the West Drive, here at 62nd Street. Enjoy random music from a random guy here in Central Park. See, I'm a radio DJ. Oh, wow, we're really, that little iron bridge that was used in the movie Elf, looks like they're completely redoing that bridge as well. Yeah, that was some Eagles. They're playing She's playing Eagles, man. You. Oh my Lord. Okay, it's time for us to leave the tranquilness of Central Park. It's time to go back into the realities of the everyday, where the money is made, where the dreams are fulfilled, and the nightmares created. Midtown Manhattan is coming up next. You can't hide your right eye. And the sky looking in the sky. All right. Back to reality we go. Have I seen Collateral Beauty? No, I have not. Is that a new movie? I have not seen that movie. Yeah, nobody misses Midtown. Nah, I don't. Notice how I'm going to be ending our walk at 49th Street. I am not going into Times Square. I'm going to end it right there. That's close enough to Times Square for me, 49th Street. That's close enough. This is Columbus Circle, everybody. Welcome to Columbus Circle. And the Soldiers and Sailors Monument right here. And oh my God, off there in the background, that is the building where Lonesome Rhodes lives. That is the final scene in one of my favorite movies of all time, A Face in the Crowd, starring Andy Griffin. I have the Flacco documentary is playing at the IFC Center. I haven't seen it yet. I want to go see it though. Want to go see it, Karen. It is a beautiful day. But yes, the IFC Center over on, what's that there, 6th Avenue? near Waverly Place. Or 6th Avenue and 4th Street, let's say. That's better. It's called the Waverly Theater, though, back in the day. Ooh, it's hot. Ooh, it's hot right here. Isn't that a nice walk? You just saw a big chunk of Central Park, and we still haven't seen it all. All right, so now we're gonna make our way down to 49th Street. We have some more historical stuff to see along the way. So let's do it. Let's go down Broadway. I'm simply walking here because a lot of people on the sidewalk do not know how to walk. So, in true New Yorker fashion, I'm just gonna walk in the street. Ooh, they got cold cans of spirits and drinks. I got a cold can of beer waiting for me at home. I might have me an afternoon beer.
So, it's called Billionaire's Row.
And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to walk in the cycling buffer here. I'm going to walk in the buffer. All right. Now, who remembers Coliseum Books? That used to be right over there. A big shout out to all my old school New Yorkers who remember stores that don't exist anymore. Oh, Karen, you're going to see it. Karen, you're going to be pleasantly surprised what the old Ed Sullivan Theater looks like. You're going to be pleasantly surprised. Unless I'm going to be surprised on the stream and something has changed, which I don't think so. I don't think anything has changed. It's 57th Street, Billionaire's Row. We are at the base of the Nordstrom Tower, also known as the Central Park South Tower, which features the highest private residence in the world with the world's highest private terrace in the world. Sold for $235 million. Ooh, he's playing Truck Sim. Let's go. And the anticipation. It's coming. What, 4 more blocks? 4 more blocks? Here's Billionaire's Row, everybody, right here. Tommy Dance, good to see you, Tommy. Welcome on in. Hope you're not working too hard, Tommy. Hope you're having a beautiful day out there on Long Island. I tell you, now that we got a breeze rocking, it's nice. I'm enjoying the breeze right now. All right, okay. Let's go. Alex got this in charge. Got Alex's group here. That's a proper bicycle tour right there. That's what a bicycle tour looks like right there. Tour guide Alex doing a beautiful job. Coming up on our right-hand side, across the street, is the Applejack Diner. The Applejack Diner plays a pivotal role in the war against the apartheid in South Africa. There was a concert called the Ain't Gonna Play Sun City. You might remember that from the 80s. But that whole concept was literally created in the Applejack Diner across the street. Ain't gonna play Sun City, moi. That's one of my, I love that song. But it was literally created right in that diner right there. That's a great diner too if you ever go there, if you're ever in the area. Ooh, it's a delayed green. I could have gone. It was a delayed green light, damn it. I love that song too. So like Little Stevie and a bunch of other like music executives were like in there, and they created that whole concept in that diner. I used to eat there in the late 80s. Hells yeah. It's still great food, and the prices are still pretty good in there too. All right, we're coming up to the old CBS studio number 53. It started out as a Hammerstein theater in the 1920s. It was a vaudeville theater. And then in the 1940s, CBS bought it. They did radio shows in there for a little bit before they converted it into television use. The entire original run of The Honeymooners was filmed in there, as well as the Dick Cavett Show when they turned the theater into two TV studios. Of course, the Ed Sullivan Show was in there. But of course, more recently, Late Night with David Letterman. They were the ones who did the initial complete redo of the studio space. But of course, more recently and sadly, the great Stephen Colbert had a show in there. But check it out. Check it out. It is still up. What's for lunch today? Probably pizza in Coney Island when I go home. But here it is. Look, it's still up. Now, the inside has been completely cleaned out. So the actual set, ironically enough, is going to Chicago, and you'll be able to visit the set at the Museum of Television History in Chicago. And Stephen Colbert auctioned off a bunch of stuff, and all the good work I've heard about Stephen Colbert doing in the aftermath of losing his show is nothing but inspiring. So check it out. I know when I go to Chicago next year, that's going to definitely be a stop for me, is to see the set. Now, as for the theater itself, the theater is landmarked. So the interior is landmarked. To a certain extent, the exterior is landmarked. And the fate of what's going to come in here next, because CBS does still own it, is still up for debate. But see, his name is still on here. So if you still want to get some pictures, you'll meet me, okay. But there you go. If you want to see the old Late Show marquee, it's still up. And I hope we could figure out something to do with it. Hopefully, I think killing the whole franchise of the Late Show was a little bit short-sighted, but unfortunately, with the current political climate, some people get too butthurt when you mention stuff that's a reality. So I'll just leave it at that. But if you want to see it, it's still up. The final 3 blocks of our walk are now upon us. I'm gonna hop on the train just down the way here. And yeah, I'm gonna go hop on the train and get me some ice. Probably have some ice cream at home. maybe I'll have an ice cream later. I know I might have a beer for lunch. Who knows? But I hope you guys enjoyed our little sojourn around Central Park. And it's exciting. We do have a new Carnegie Deli, not that far from here on 7th Avenue, is coming back. So that's exciting. I think I did earn a beer Spotted Cow, yeah. I'm pretty sure we did like 18,000 steps. Probably more. Because we did do the northern part of Central Park. Karen, I'm happy I made you happy. That's my job here on the internet, is to make people happy, to give people a little bit of a break from the everyday here in the greatest city in the world. I'm so lucky to live here, so I have to spread the love and the knowledge and the stories to all of y'all from all around the world. That is my job. Had to work today, Stuart? Nice. If you missed anything of the show today, make sure you check out the replay. The replay should be nice. Rob, and hope you have a great day on your sofa. Now we're slowly making our way towards the 49th Street. That is where we end. And of course, if you're new to the broadcast and you enjoy this, make sure you hit that like button. Helps me out tremendously in the video. If you watch on the replay, hit the hype button. That's very important as well. It helps more people randomly find the channel and the video. Ellen's Stardust Diner, where the waitresses sing. The singing waitresses of the Stardust, everybody. But we're ending our tour right in front of that big white building right there. That's the Brill Building. There is a great documentary called The Scorsese, I think it's the Scorsese Effect of the Scorsese Experience. And you get to see Martin Scorsese work. For a time, he had his office in the Brill Building. So you see him work in that building, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool seeing one of the greatest directors work. Well, thank you, Mary McHugh. And Mary McHugh with a $10 super chat. Mary McHugh, thank you so much for the very generous $10 super chat. Thank you so much for joining today's $10 club. Much, much, much appreciated. With the big $10 super chat. Mary, thank you so much for... You got my slices of pizza. That's my pizza. That's my pizza fund, Mary. I appreciate you. You're more than welcome for the... It was a great walk for me, too. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Here it is. Here's the Brill Building. So much great music has come out of the Brill Building. Oh my goodness, people. So much great music. And this is it. I'm going to steal one of these chairs here. All right, kids, did we have fun? I hope we did. It's time for the big thank you. This is where I thank all of the super chatters and all the PayPalers and all that good stuff. Because without you guys, I am nothing. And that is the truth. Without y'all, oh, does it feel good sitting down? Oh, yeah. Nice. Link, we did a bonus link. If you can't handle that, you should unsubscribe, Link. I'm serious, dude. Yeah, this is not Central Park, just so we're cleared. Link, with sugar on top. Mafangul, all right? Anyway, if you're gonna nitpick, don't watch, okay? You clearly don't appreciate. You just want to be an asshole. Anyway, you know who appreciates this? Mary McHugh with a big $10 super chat. And Spotted Cow, Wisconsin with a big $80.02 super chat. And also, as well as Jen City. Everyone follow Jen City. Jen City with a big $20 super chat. Much appreciated. Thank you, all of you guys who hit the thumbs up on the video. All 302 of you. I appreciate that as well. And yeah, I hope we had some fun enjoying the sights and sounds of Central Park and a little extra here of Midtown Manhattan. Check out the replay if you showed up late. And we'll have some more fun tomorrow. We're probably going to do a live stream tomorrow in Citi Field. So join me sometime tomorrow in Citi Field. And we might do a home stream before I go out to Citi Field, so stay tuned for that as well. So if you're new to the broadcast, make sure to subscribe to the Dutch Moz family of networks here on YouTube and Twitch, Instagram and Twitter. All same name, at Dutch Moz. Make sure the notification bell because I never know when I'm going to go live next. But from the internet and from Midtown Manhattan to you, this is Dutch Moz signing off. Have yourself a fabulous New York day, whether you can afford to live here or not. I want you to hug your loved ones, cherish those wonderful moments. And hug your loved ones, cherish those beautiful moments. And good afternoon, good evening, and good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are. I appreciate all of you guys, all right, guys? I appreciate you. Take care. Oh, bye. Bye. Probably a 10 o'clock show tonight, yes. Join me tonight for 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Bye.